Alrighty.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Tradewaiters podcast, the comic book club where we read a different trade paperback every single week. I'm Daniel. You're Nathan. We're brothers. We read comics.
We read so many
Tons of comics, all kinds.
Yeah.
With all kinds of things in it. All
Some-
kinds of properties.
Yeah. Sometimes two properties are in one comic book.
And they cross over.
How can you imagine?
What a great idea.
All the time.
Big fan. We had different time codes in our description. We normally start with the news, but we're going to mix it up. We're going to start with Back Matter Matters.
We're mixing it up? Okay, yeah, sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
Boom, surprise.
Boom. What do you rate this book, Nathan?
I wasn't prepared.
Now we got the book, which is Planet of the Apes / Green Lanterns.
There's not even a slash. It's just Planet of the Apes Green Lantern.
Isn't it like when it's listed?
I don't. Maybe there is a slash in the.
I think like on like the app.
On the app, it makes a slash.
Yeah,
it does make a slash. You're right.
Okay,
but printed, if you were just to pick it up, it just says Planet of the Apes and then the Green Lantern. Like both those logos are right next to each other.
Which is all you need to know.
Yeah. Probably better for SEO, I guess.
Yeah, there's also Back Matter Matters in the poll list, but we start with the news. I had no news, and then I had to like look up some shit. Nathan.
What?
Did you know that Radiant Black is getting an audiobook?
Weird.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to do every medium.
Every conceivable medium.
Except for TV show.
Yeah.
Or movie. That's kind of cool.
Sure.
There's been like a bunch of like DC audiobooks coming out. Or audio like scripted podcast things coming out.
Yeah,
you seen those? There's one for like the Riddler, and then there's one for like the Flash. Remember, it's the one with the guy from New Girl.
Oh yeah,
Schmidt.
Yeah,
plays the Flash. I guess I haven't checked that one out, but I listened to the first episode of the Riddler one, and it was very strange. And I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
So
like, if I don't even like a scripted podcast where it seems like they over prepared a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I don't
either.
I don't know if I'd necessarily love that.
And it's weird to like have like sound effects and then like something like dramatic happens and they try and like really hype that up with like music and they're like, oh my God, Batman, like or whatever. It's just like, okay.
I basically just want it to be like a movie you don't look at,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what they want here. So I can't imagine I would be super into this Radiant Black one, but it's interesting. That's for sure.
Nathan, you like Blade Runner?
I love Blade Runner.
Good.
Big Blade Runner guy over here.
Because there's a new Blade Runner comic called Blade Runner Tokyo Nexus.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
Yeah, coming out.
Nexus? What a cool word.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't write down when it comes out, but it's going to be 12 issues. Written by Kiana Shore and Mello Brown.
Okay.
Art by Rodolfo Taibo.
I'm not familiar, but
neither am I. But I looked at the pages. There's some previews. It looks pretty cool.
All right.
So if you don't get enough Blade Runner in your life, there's more.
I haven't seen a single Blade Runner.
Neither have I.
Oh, okay.
Nathan.
What?
A new Blue Beetle graphic novel is coming out soon. It's kind of like those like YA like DC books that they have.
I can see that.
For the Teen Titans.
Yep.
It's called This Land Is Our Land. Coming October 1st.
Okay.
By Julio Anta and Jacoby Salcido.
I guess those like YA books must be like pretty popular for them.
I think YA is a pretty big market.
Yeah, I think do you think they get like Scholastic? Like are they in like book fairs?
I think there's. Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
it's probably not just Scholastic, or I guess they're the Scholastic book fairs, but
yeah, but I think there's like book fairs in schools aren't just Scholastic exclusively anymore. I don't think they have the monopoly on that.
The covers seem to be more marketable towards like normal book readers, like when you see them like posted up at like Barnes and Noble and stuff.
Yeah, true. It must be Barnes and Noble where they get most of it.
Probably.
Dude, I saw when I went to go pick up your birthday present, there were comics at the Walmart that I was at.
Oh, cool.
But it was like the early, there were no number ones, but there was like season 3, chapter 5 that I could get. And those were like the only comics that they had.
Of what?
Of just like random shit. There's like Red Rooster, which is like one of the ones that I bought the number 1 for, and I thought it was fine. But
oh, is that the thing that like Elizabeth Brightweiser was on?
I think so.
Okay.
And
that's bizarre.
But like that was only one of them. But there's like 5 different series. They're all in different seasons, and there's like no number ones there.
So
I was like, clearly,
was there like a rack that had like?
It was like a rack, yeah.
Huh.
It was very strange.
Was it by the toys?
It was right by the Nintendo Switch stuff, which is interesting placement. But you know, like that section of Walmart, which is like video games.
Is there a guy that just like you think there's people that go into Walmart like once a month to pick up the latest?
That's what I'm talking about, dude. I have no idea how it works. How am I supposed to know when the next one comes out? Because I looked in the comic
follow
book,
the creators,
I guess. But then you have to like hope that you live next to a Walmart where they have one, or maybe they try and just make every issue so that you could understand it if you're picking it up for the first time. But
I'm sure
I can't
their
imagine
stock
that's good.
isn't like super up to date.
No, yeah. You know, like who's updating that? Do they even know like how it works? Like how a comic book works? Like it's so strange. What if I wanted all of them? Are they like available somewhere?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah, because I haven't seen Red Rooster anywhere else other than Walmart. So if I decided I liked it,
I thought it was just like a Kickstarter thing or like a webcomic.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's just interesting.
Nathan, you like books?
Love books with pictures.
Well, there's a new crime novel about Jessica Jones coming out.
Okay.
It's called Breaking the Dark by Lisa Jewell, coming July 2nd. And that's a book, no pictures.
Aw,
but
I don't like that.
I feel like Jessica Jones would be like a pretty good one.
She makes some of the most sense for that, yeah.
For a book?
Yeah, for a book. Other
than like non-powered heroes or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, she's like a private investigator or private detective or whatever, so I think...
And what's a book of a character that you would read?
A book of a character I would read?
Marvel or DC?
Ooh. I would go Marvel or DC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for Marvel, I'd probably do like a Nick Fury, maybe like a spy type thing.
Okay.
Of him just like trying to figure out how to stop weird Marvel shit going on.
Yeah.
And then for DC, I'd probably want to go like, I don't know.
I'm thinking The Question, dude.
The Question might be pretty good.
Fucking detective book.
That's just a Sherlock Holmes book set in Gotham or whatever.
But you don't like see him ever except for on the cover, and then there's just people he meets. He's like, "Where's your face?"
That would be funny if in the book everyone's like, "Where the fuck is your face?"
Yeah, just
what are you doing?
Just so that we know that he doesn't have his face on.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good pick. It'd be pretty. We're thinking like ground level. I'm wondering who's like a superhero that would work well. I've never thought that like the Flash has had like super insanely like good visuals. I guess it's kind of hard to
where it's like not even necessary to have them.
Yeah. But I try, and then sometimes maybe I just haven't read enough Flash comics. But I feel like I've read a couple different runs, and I'm like not blown away by like
a guy running.
Yeah. But like, I mean, sometimes they make it look cool because they like put them in a bunch of spots on the page for like a splash page or something, and that's cool. But for the rest of it, it's just like a lot of science, and then a lot of like the writer trying to be like, here's how the Speed Force works, and I'm running so fast right now that I'm doing this. So
but in the book, in like a book, it'd just be more of that. You know, more science and more.
And I ran so fast that my legs were moving so fast I couldn't see them anymore, or something. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway,
Daniel, hot news,
hot off the presses.
I was looking up news right now. Dark Horse announces Bird King Volume 3 for November of this year.
Dang,
I gotta read the second one still, dude. I don't know where it is.
What do you mean?
I think it's in a pile of comics.
I got it for you for Christmas.
I know, and I read like 10 pages of it before I had to go do something else, and then I don't know where I put it.
It's in my coffee table right now, but that's sick. Good for them.
That is great news.
That's so cool.
Our boy Crom and whoever the writer was.
Daniel Freeman.
So that's good for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where'd you see that?
I saw this from AIPT Comics, which is a sweet comic book news site. I follow them on Twitter, and they do actual comic book news, but I wish that they had a separate account for their comic book reviews, because sometimes they post like many reviews on the same day, and I just want news. But they have a news section on their website, so it helps. Anyway, should we get in the book that we got this week, Nathan? Let's get into the book. We read Planet of the Apes, Green Lantern. There's probably a slash in there. It would make sense, but they didn't put it on the cover.
Depends on who you ask.
The story is by Robbie Thompson, with the writer being Justin Jordan, Artist Barnaby Bagenda, with colors by Alex Gumarreyes and letters by Ed Dukeshire. Cool name.
I think we've had Ed Dukeshire and something.
That hopefully I said cool name
because I was like, good name.
Yeah. Dan, do you know who Barnaby Bagenda is?
No, never heard that.
He's the guy that did Omega Men with Tom King.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So when I read that, I was like, holy shit. He did another Green Lantern thing, kind of. This guy's done 2 kind of Green Lantern things, which is sweet.
Nice.
So I like that.
Do you know Justin Jordan or Robbie Thompson?
I do know Justin Jordan, and I have never really liked his stuff.
Until now.
Until I'm still looking.
I haven't read everything.
I haven't read anything, but I do like this. But I think there's a lot going on, and it's kind of hard to keep track. And I think if I had watched the Planet of the Apes movie, it would have helped.
I don't think it would have.
You don't think it would have?
No.
There's still too much going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what like watching the movie would have done.
I think I just would have known like, okay, this monkey's or this ape is important, you know?
Maybe like the old ones.
Yeah, where, like the old ones would have like helped. Yeah,
people in costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like too much work.
Yeah, it would be too much work. But I think there's some good concepts in here for sure that I enjoyed, and I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But I think when you get into like the thick of it, it's like there's 6 different plots going on sort of like at the same time.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of like throw them all together like at the end, and then I don't know. It's interesting, but not my favorite crossover, I guess.
Yeah, I feel about the same. Like,
but I am excited to talk about Green Lantern shit with you. So, so I'm excited about that part.
Yeah, I was definitely confused, when it came to the Planet of the Apes stuff and the Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah,
and so that was just kind of a mix of that. There's a lot of characters. Some I knew,
so many,
and there's one character that changes color. And that made things confusing as far as like what side he was on in a way.
Yeah.
That was like kind of my biggest thing.
I definitely think that my knowledge of Green Lantern and reading like all of the Jeff Johns stuff and like most of the modern stuff after that definitely helped me in understanding like what was going on. And like
I could like pick up kind of the gist.
Yeah, I don't think you need that necessarily.
Yeah.
But I think it does help. But what it also does is piss you off because they get the lantern symbols wrong with the colors sometimes, which I was like, come on. And I don't know if it's like, I think it's like the colorist's fault because I think Barnaby Bagenda just like draws them, and he's got the symbol on there. But somewhere in like the editorial process of this, they colored like a purple or like a indigo lantern blue. And then they later colored like what was supposed to be a star sapphire, which is the pink one, purple. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like this, what are you supposed you're supposed to know this stuff, colorist.
I feel like that's like a really big issue.
It's a huge issue,
that shouldn't have been like overlooked.
Because there's the guy that changes colors changes based off of the emotion that he's feeling, which is like the different colored lanterns get their powers from the different emotions. And so they try to portray that emotion based off what color he is. So if he gets angry, he turns red or to like a red lantern or whatever, which I think is a cool idea. But then when they fuck it up, it's like the whole vibe's off. But anyway, let's just get into it. So there's like a mysterious hooded alien guy that's doing like a ritual on some planet, and he tethers all of the big guys from the different colored lantern corps, and the ritual creates like a meteorite that crash lands on the planet of the apes, Earth, and a human named Nova like finds that crater, and then Cornelius is an ape who finds the ring in the middle of that crater. And so he decides to take it to this like science ape named Zira to figure out what it is.
What I like about this first scene in the lab is that he's looking at the ring through a microscope, but he's just looking at the ring.
Yeah.
Like it's not like zoomed in on it or anything. I'm like, you just look at it with your eyes.
But
he's like looking at the microscope and then all you see is just the ring.
Yeah. Like, what are you looking at?
The whole ring.
I guess just trying to see the molecular structure of it.
The telescope can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Just all the dirt, maybe.
I was just like, why is it none of that? He's just trying to look like he's doing science.
Yeah. What I do like about this and what I don't like about this at the same time is that I'm going to name all the lanterns that I think I know their names in this like first scene.
First thing. Okay.
But the Green Lantern is Gnort. who is like the weird like beaver rat mole one.
Where is he?
He's like right. You like don't see him. He's not up front and center. On that double page spread, he's like right behind Larfleeze, who's the Orange Lantern.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's
Gnort's like my favorite one.
He's awesome, and he gets killed immediately.
That's terrible.
And I'm like, I want Gnort.
I don't like this universe.
We don't see enough Gnort. And so then the orange one's Larfleeze. He's like the only Orange Lantern. Saint Walker is the Blue Lantern. He
looks cool.
Yeah, I like Saint Walker. He's great. There's A Star Sapphire. I don't know if that's Carol or just one of them. The Indigo one with like the symbol on his forehead. I think his name is Monk or like Muck, like M-U-C-K.
You just do that?
There's like only one that I can remember. The baddie in red, that's Bleeze. She's cool. And then Arkillo is the yellow one.
She's got like a Wolverine mask.
She kind of does, yeah. They're like bat wings.
Okay.
That like come off of it. And she's a bit of a baddie, but I think they wanted the baddie of this series to be Nova, the girl, who I think is in one of the Planet of the Apes movies. I don't know.
No, I think the baddie is Arisha.
Oh, Orissa. Aricia?
Okay.
Something like that.
I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
We haven't been acquainted.
She dated Hal at some point.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Is she an alien?
Yes.
She's like not skin color. Yeah, she's like
an alien.
Orange.
Yeah. Kind of like yeah. So
nice. So wait, who's the Yellow Lantern?
Arkillo.
Yeah. And he's the big bad?
He's like the muscle that Sinestro typically uses when he needs like big brute guy.
So it's not really like the number one.
No.
Okay.
But we do find out that Sinestro is the hooded alien figure.
Oh,
and
spoilers.
So it can't be Sinestro who kills himself to like do this, but
yeah,
for the most part they got the big hitters.
When it comes to the apes, I think like the 80s like movie style is like the way to go as far as like comics go, rather than just drawing a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like they look cool.
They do,
as like a concept,
I think,
but sometimes like they don't look very monkey-ish.
Yeah. Like I like their side profile overall. Like they have this like huge like
forehead bone.
Yeah.
Or
like eyebrow bone. And I think sometimes it's a little bit hard to know who's who. If they're like all in the room. You
have to like pick out their hair, what they're wearing and stuff like that.
Thankfully, like one of them has yellow hair for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's this guy. But
so
it's interesting.
The art like works, but I think there are like some pages that are better than others.
For sure.
It's like varying like quality, I guess. Probably more towards like more time towards the more important pages and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But like there's some panels where there's like too much and it's like too small.
Mm-hmm.
Like the panel's too small, and then so have to make everything in it too small, and so you lose a lot of detail doing that.
Did you read Omega Man?
No.
I think.
Is he better in that, you think?
He's like way better.
Is he? Cool.
And I don't know why.
When did this come out?
This is after Omega Man, I'm pretty sure. This came out like 2017.
When was Omega Man? Was
Omega Man was like 2015-ish, I want to say.
Weird.
Because I think it was around like when DCU was happening, I believe.
I don't really have a good timeline in my memory for that.
I think I was working at JCPenney at the time.
Oh, wait. That's when Batman was...
Yeah, that's when Batman was Jim Gordon, yeah. So whenever... Yeah, that was like 2015.
That was
when
like
you started reading it.
It was near the end of New 52, right before like Rebirth.
Right.
When was Rebirth? 2018?
I don't remember. Earlier than that, right? No, 2018 sounds right.
No, maybe 2016.
Probably 2016.
Because I think we were still... I was still in college.
I think I was in my freshman or sophomore year. Yeah, something like that. It's hard trying to track back.
I just have like baskets of time. It's like, and it's before and after graduation, like of college and high school.
Yeah, I just sometimes remember these eras with like, I just remember where I was when I learned about them.
Like, I remember watching like the Rebirth like event thing where they were talking about the books on like my TV.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I remember
that was cool.
Learning about the announcements for the Rebirth series, waiting outside of class, like at ASU.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit, there's a new Suicide Squad from Jim Lee. Oh my God. I'm sure he's going to stay on this for a really long time. And he was on it for like 2 issues or something.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway.
I remember like Scott Snyder's like talking about Tom King on Batman. He's like, Batman is in great hands. I'm like, we'll see about that. Who's this Tom King guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't gotta read this shit.
No, we knew Tom King from The Vision.
I don't think I read it at that point.
Did we pick those up? I think we picked up like the singles towards the end of it.
So I have 2 through like 8.
Oh, you don't
or
have
whatever.
one?
I don't have one because it was in the backup of the Spider-Man / Deadpool comic.
Oh yeah,
and that's how I read it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Did you pick up 2 through?
Yeah.
But you had to hunt those down after the fact, though, right?
No,
or did you pick them up as they were coming out?
I was able to get them as they come out.
You knew Tom King.
I don't think I recognized his name
Yeah.
enough, or maybe I didn't.
Was that before you realized like people made comics?
No. I didn't think like that was like one book.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, is that enough to be Batman? You know, or Batman?
Yeah, that's true. He was. I feel like he did get Batman very early.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a bit of a jump.
I'm like, but then,
and I didn't know about like Omega Man and shit like that. But
yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. So Cornelius puts on it's called like the universal ring, and then things get like all dramatic, and he's like, oh my god, there's so much power. And then we see like I skipped
universal ring is a thing that you know of.
No, this is a concept for this.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think is kind of cool. I think it's a somewhat of a good idea, but a thing I've had with like Green Lantern comics recently is they really try and stretch out like some of the rules or whatever that have been established, which I think is totally fine.
Yeah.
But then they like never do anything with it. Like Scott Snyder made like an infrared ring, which is like, you know, infrared is on like the color spectrum. We just can't see it, you know?
Okay.
And so it makes sense for there to be an infrared ring, but then there's never been anything like kept up with it. And so there's always like lore around like these kind of established rules that try and like create something new, and then it just like never catches on, which I think is funny.
Wait, what emotion is indigo?
Indigo is compassion.
I thought that was purple.
Indigo is purple, yeah.
Indigo is purple?
Yeah.
Because he looks like a...
Because it's all Roy G. Biv, you know?
Oh, I guess
which is why it's indigo.
He's kind of like a...
Most people,
lavender color.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, there's another blue one?
The different color lanterns are based off just the colors of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv. So red is rage, orange is technically avarice, but it means like greed. Yellow is fear, green is will, blue is hope, indigo is compassion, violet or pink is love. And then later they made white or black, which is life and death.
Yeah. And
then later they did a million other things that never caught on. And so it feels like it's always just stayed like this.
I like how they just kind of like, nah, it didn't work.
Yeah, they do. It's all the time. There's like a phantom ring that happened one time.
I remember when that was happening.
And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I can't even remember what the concept was, but anyway.
Does it feel like Green Lantern books are kind of more based around adding new ideas rather than just using what's there already?
Recently, they've tried to not add any new ideas, and they've just kind of been like just doing space cop things, which I prefer, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's like the idea of like space cops, I think, is so good, and it would be cool to have like a crime noir cop book, you know, but like Green Lantern or like out in space somewhere.
What was Grant Morrison's like? How would you describe that?
Fucking weird.
Weird?
Yeah. There's like a point where he got like sucked into a ring and he fell in love with like his ring.
Nice.
I was like, this is a great issue. Or like there's at one point,
I love love with inanimate objects.
At one point he like met God, I think, and so it was like weird shit like that. But
what ring does he have?
But wait, life, I guess.
Is there a God ring?
Dude, a God ring. He would be the one to do that.
He just like, it's kind of like Genesis or something where you have like the power of God or something.
Yeah.
We got something cooking.
Yeah. Well, his was like
the devil ring.
His was really interesting for a lot of reasons. I think it was necessary to get weird with like this character and show like that there are like cool aliens that can become lanterns that like make no sense, you know.
Was that like your favorite or not really because it was so weird?
I definitely like really appreciate it.
Okay.
But it's not my favorite. I would say I guess my favorite run is probably late pre-New 52 stuff. So like right before New 52 happened.
Yeah.
And then like the first
like the Rebirth stuff?
No. Or no, because
like
I would say Rebirth kind of like
not like the
Rebirth kind of started Rebirth.
It. Yeah, okay.
And then up to like just before New 52 is really solid, like really, really good stuff.
Okay.
And then the first couple arcs of New 52 before he got off, I think was also really good.
Okay.
Because that's when it introduced like Simon Baz and like Jessica Cruz and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought that was Rebirth. No?
Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz were the two main Green Lanterns in Rebirth.
Yeah.
When it was Green Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty solid. Because they both are like, we still don't know what we're doing. Like, I got a gun, you know? So
just in case.
Yeah. And I like when Jeff Johns wrote Simon Baz because the gun like came in handy sometimes. And I'm like, okay, that was creative.
You have to.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where were we? Anyway, in the book, we see a fight between the Red Lanterns and the Green Lanterns because the Red Lanterns think that they took Bleez, who's the Red Lantern that got sacrificed in the beginning. And we find out the hooded alien turns out to be Sinestro, who's trying to get his hands on the Universal Ring. And then the Green Lanterns detect some anomaly on Earth. And the Guardians are like, it's probably nothing. You don't have to worry about it. And then Hal discovers that since it's coming from Earth, he's going to go check it out himself. And he's attacked by Sinestro. And another thing I hate about like every Green Lantern book for some reason is that the Guardians are always like the worst, most corrupt leaders like ever.
That sounds cool.
It is cool, but it gets very played out.
Not them being like, the most perfect,
I like
council.
Yeah, I like that idea, but it's like every time it's like, it's nothing. You don't have to worry about it. And then it's like, we've planned this from the beginning kind of deal. But
I think the government, Nathan.
They literally are like the government. It's like, of course they're terrible and corrupt at this time. It's just like a plot device kind of deal. But there's one good one named Ganthet. I think he's cool.
Okay.
But that's
your favorite Guardian?
That's my favorite Guardian. I don't remember any other names. There's a girl one, but she died, I think.
There's a moment between Hal and Sinestro where they have like construct swords. And
I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You'd think like...
all the time.
Like, that's the thing that you came up with. I like when Sinestro's constructs are like more spiky and shit because he's from like a different planet and he has like a fear style to it.
Okay.
That's what I liked about John's stuff because when he comes up with a sword, it looks like an alien sword with like a bunch of, weird architecture to it. Mm-hmm. And so it really like creates his personality. But I don't know what this construct is. They both like shot like a spiked net or something at each other. Like, I don't even know. It looks like a bed frame.
Yeah, it's like two bed frames and they're pushing against each other.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck was that supposed to be? But I think Bagenda has some pretty good like lantern art just based off of the Red Lantern fight scene and stuff like that. Nothing like super creative with constructs, which I always try and look out for. It's just like a big fist or like a big hammer. But
I think I
don't think that's on him necessarily.
There's one later that I thought was cool, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was okay. But we'll get to it.
So while they're fighting, Cornelius's ring on the Apes planet shoots a big blast across dimensions and it sucks in Hal and Sinestro. And then once they're in his dimension or his Earth, their rings lose power and Hal falls into the ocean. And then when he swims to shore, he sees the Statue of Liberty buried, like in the movie, Daniel, when they realized that they were on Earth the whole time. I think that's the twist.
Yeah.
And then also Cornelius runs into like some cult people that bow to Cornelius after he accidentally obliterates one of them with the ring. And that's the first issue. I'm not sure who these people are. I don't know if they're in the movie or not, which is why I think it would help to have some context because it seems like they would be some cult movie people or something. But,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they only popped up with this, but
because the only Planet of the Apes reference I have is them throwing the big bone up in the air in the beginning of the movie, I think, and then this, like the Statue of Liberty in the dirt.
Yeah.
So that's like the extent of my first movie reference that I get.
What I think pushes this story forward a lot is that the Universal Ring is kind of like the Lord of the Rings in a way, where he's like super protective of it and does not want to give it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super destructive.
Yeah.
And it's like super reactive to like whatever he's feeling and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he just like shoots like fire out of it and burns up a guy.
Yeah. And then like his suit turns all red because he's angry, he's rage.
Yeah.
And I like that concept. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm like, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, it seems like it would have been done before.
It's been established. Yeah, so I'm surprised to hear that's not.
Yeah, not that I've seen. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
There's a lot of fire covers in between issues.
Dude, so good. I thought these were Alex Ross covers for the longest time.
Yeah, they look like it, yeah.
Felipe Masafera.
Yeah.
And then we get some Dan Mora ones later, which are pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
But issue 2, Hal wakes up on the beach to an ape named Ursus, I believe. He's like the war ape or like the bad guy ape.
Yeah, he's like a general guy.
Yeah, but since his ring doesn't work, he's knocked out immediately. And then Cornelius finds his friend Taylor dead and in the custody of like the cult people that he found. And he dismantles a relic that they like worship, and he creates a bunch of rings for them. A bunch of universal rings, which is kind of interesting.
Seems kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because like then all these rings are like powered up.
Yeah.
And he's just able to make them from scraps. You know, you think like rings would be made out of something real special. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that. And
what are rings made out of, Nathan?
Rings, they're like a technology, which is why I always hate when Green Lantern rings make other Green Lantern rings. I've always hated that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not special. Like if you could just will a ring into existence that's like a fully functioning technology, it feels like a little bit lazy. Like
your ring can 3D print.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this one I think makes a little bit more sense, kind of, because like the source of the power is that ring. I think like there's not like a universal ring battery or something like that.
I guess that ring's the battery.
That ring I think acts as the battery in this situation. So I don't know. I guess
you probably just checked out at this point. You're like, all right, let's get through this.
I was like, fuck it. Yeah. Once he makes rings, I'm like, okay, fuck. We're making up shit.
Monkey and lantern fight. Get to it.
Yeah, I was like that. I was like, okay. So, wait, this is where the colorist gets it wrong. So when he sees his dead friend Taylor, Barnaby Bagenda draws the compassion one because I think he's like feeling sorry for him, but the colorist draws him blue, which is the color of hope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is one thing you're supposed to get right.
Which
you know?
seems like that scene would be compassion.
Yeah. So I think the writer and Barnaby Bagenda intended for it to be compassion, and I think I'm pretty sure just the colors fucked it up. And then if they had an editor on this book, they didn't know.
Fired. Fucking
both of them.
IDW shit, man.
Yeah.
Or whatever this is.
It's just DC, right? What do you mean?
Well, who owns like Apes? Boom. Fucking Boom.
Yeah, fucked up. Fuck the Boom editor.
So kind of claw do you expect out of Boom?
I guess he's like, my job is to get the Planet of the Apes stuff right, not the Green Lantern shit.
Oh, I wonder if they had editors from both companies.
Yeah. So Guy Gardner shows up and he tries to figure out what's happening, like to Hal or whatever, and he talks to the Guardians. And then the Guardians reveal that the Universal Ring was their creation, but since it harnessed all emotions of the emotional spectrum, it felt alive and it wanted to like replicate, and they got scared of it, so they got rid of it by shooting it into another dimension.
Wait, so Guardians, is there like Guardians for like Yellow Lanterns?
No.
That only the Green Lanterns have some Guardians?
Correct.
Okay. And then they can just make stuff on behalf of the other rings?
They like created the Green Lantern technology like first, and then later it was realized that there was like multiple parts of the emotional spectrum or whatever could be harnessed. And that was really just Jeff Johns like cooking, and he's like, what if there was like red lanterns?
Yeah.
And then him just trying to figure out and weave that into continuity so that it doesn't retcon anything, but just kind of like adds on to it. And I don't remember how he explained it for like the red lanterns becoming a thing or whatever, or like yellow lanterns becoming a thing. But
yeah, I really don't like how like Guy Gardner's like lantern logo is just like on his tummy.
Yeah, I'm always interested in like,
seems like a design flaw.
Why I guess for every alien you can't just have like the human Green Lantern suit, but all the human Green Lanterns have like a different suit, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, and then like all the alien ones have like the same one where it's just like in the middle.
Yeah, it's just like the logo in the middle. Yeah.
They're just like so sold on this pop collar.
Yeah,
you know?
He loves it too, because I think he like when you put on the ring, sometimes your clothing is like real clothing, and if you take the ring off, you like still have that. But sometimes your clothing is like the construct, you know?
Yeah.
Which is what happens to Hal. Like when his ring stops working, he just has his regular ass clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway.
And so the Guardians explained that they sent the ring to that dimension is because they're like in like a time loop or something.
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that?
They said it's like in a time loop, and because of that it wouldn't
like the future wouldn't change or something because the ring was there.
Yeah, pretty much. We were unable to destroy it, so we sent the ring away to some place that we hoped it could never be found. A version of Earth locked in a time loop, isolating it from the rest of hypertime. I don't know what that means. But I think they were just trying to throw it away somewhere where they thought it wouldn't fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So I guess they just dumped it there. But my question is, why not just shoot it into a black hole or something in that dimension? Seems like it would make sense, but I don't know. Oh, also the Guardians give him a thing that will allow them to use their rings in that dimension.
They give him a thing?
They give him a thing that allows them to use their rings in that dimension. It's like a little doohickey that goes over their arms.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things that I'm not a fan of with this book is that they establish rules like the Green Lanterns can't use their rings in this dimension because the universal ring.
Yeah.
But then they have to come up with some reason that they can use their rings when they need to fight later because you need them to fight, in a comic book. And so I'm just like, why? You create a thing and then you have to create a solution for that thing and the Guardians just have that available, and they just give it to them.
Yeah, just make it to where like just make the universal ring doesn't drain it.
Yeah. Or it just makes them a little bit weaker or something like that.
It made sense because like the power battery or whatever is not like in that universe, I guess.
And so they could operate in this universe but only have to charge of like their current ring.
Can the power battery like die?
It like explodes sometimes.
Really? Okay. Yeah. But it never will like lose juice?
No.
Okay. So it's just infinite
because
power.
It's like it just draws power from the universe.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a solar panel, I guess.
All right.
But like it just the solar aspect of it, it's just like capturing the energy of emotions in the universe.
Okay.
From sentience.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever, nerd. So Hal's locked up in a cage by Ursus, the war ape dude, but Hal manages to escape with the help of some more apes that I guess are friendly. And then Sinestro kills Zaius, who's like one of the apes, I don't know, and is now the new leader. And then Guy Gardner goes to Belle Reve and he picks up Gorilla Grodd to help them on their journey to this dimension.
They need someone who speaks monkey.
They're like, we're going to monkey dimension. Let's get a monkey.
Not Detective Chimp or anything.
No, that would be cool.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I saw Gorilla. Well, to be fair, I saw Gorilla Grodd and I'm like, yes.
I was pretty excited about that.
So, I was
spoilers. Gorilla Grodd does not put on a ring, which I was kind of looking forward to.
What ring would he wear, Daniel?
The red one, dude.
He would be so cool in a red ring. So oh, man. I hate this series, dude.
Oh, man. One thing I wanted to point out that was funny, that I think is just something that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So Hal was like in a prison cell or whatever, and he gets out and he locks someone in the prison cell,
mm-hmm.
and they show that. And there's like a panel where like, it shows him outside the bars and then the guy inside the bars, but the bars aren't there.
Oh,
of this little cage.
So they could just get out. I guess he didn't want to like cover the dude's
They didn't want to
face.
cover the art with some bars. And I just thought it was very strange.
That is a little silly,
because it would probably look bad, but it's because it's like a very small panel.
Yeah. I do remember listening to like a podcast about this book like way back when I was like listening to like comic book podcasts more frequently around this time.
What podcast?
I think it was Sketched, but I can't remember.
Probably not. Like off panel?
Off panel, yeah. In like 2017?
I don't know. He doesn't really talk about like specific books. He's normally like,
well, he like will interview people.
Who's he interviewing?
Probably Justin Jordan or something.
All right.
And I was like, that's a name I recognize. But I think like Hal is supposed to be taking place of the human in Planet of the Apes in this. So
the Taylor guy. So when Taylor's locked up, he gets out with the help of some apes. But I think in this now new alternate timeline, it's Hal in place of Taylor. So you're saying Hal is actually like fulfilling the timeline that we've seen before?
I think so.
That'd be cool.
But I don't know.
That'd probably add so much to this.
It would probably add a lot because I'm just like, okay, he gets out when some apes help him. But like, it'd probably be worth it to see the movie now.
Yeah.
I think we'd be the only people in the world that like read this and then saw Planet of the Apes for the first time. And they're like, oh my God, that's Hal.
Do you remember watching the old ones at like Nana's house?
Did we? I don't remember that.
You don't remember like the final scene where like they're on Earth and then they like look at like the Lincoln Memorial,
the Statue of Liberty?
No, the Lincoln Memorial, where it's like Abraham Lincoln.
And he's a monkey instead.
It's a monkey instead. You remember that?
Well, I thought I just made that up in my head.
No, it's a real thing. It's it's fucking traumatizing.
I don't remember anything else about that movie though.
Because that's the best part.
Wait, which movie is that? It's not the first one.
I don't know.
Wow.
I think that might be the fucking.
I think we need to watch all of them.
I think that was the.
That seems like a second or third.
Shut up. I think Mark Wahlberg was in that one.
What?
There's a Mark Wahlberg one in like 2000.
Mark Wahlberg. It's a 2001 movie.
That's pretty close.
Wait, Tim Burton?
Yeah, I remember this bitch.
Ew, what the hell?
Yeah. Look at her face, dude.
Dude, look at his face. Oh my god, look at those eyebrows.
Whoa, look at this guy. He looks cool.
Wait.
What the
fuck?
hell?
Whoa. This movie
Bestiality. What's the Rotten Tomatoes in this one?
normally tells me. Hold on.
87. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. 86 and
Certified fresh, dude.
86 and 88.
So it's a banger.
It's not better than Monkey Man, which recently came out though. Wow. Wait, no, that's the first Planet of the Apes. Hold on.
Are you thinking of Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
No, like the one I just clicked on was the first one.
It's not the one from the 80s?
No, the 2001 with Mark Wahlberg is a 43%.
Ah, okay, that sounds better.
With 27%.
So the one you saw is from which one?
The Lincoln Memorial one's from the Mark Wahlberg one.
Okay, which one has 80%?
The first one.
Like
the original
first.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Mark Wahlberg one.
I'd be willing to revisit those.
I think it would be funny. Yeah. But then how many are in the modern era? There's like 4 now, right?
The fourth one's about to come out.
The Kingdom
of the Planet of the Apes.
That's the 4th.
Yes.
Wow. So many. Where the fuck were we? Issue 3?
Gorilla Grodd.
Oh yeah, issue 3. There's a Dan Mora cover for this one, which is great.
Dude, he fucks these up.
Dude, he does so good. Even in this is like early days.
These
for
are
him
the
too.
best.
Yeah, they're super cool.
When I was like, this is a good fucking variant. Who is it? Dan Mora?
Dan Mora?
And everything's perfect
Dude,
about it.
He had no idea who's going to be the hottest shit in the world.
These are dope.
Yeah, very cool. I'd like to collect these. Like, these are pretty cool to me.
I would eat this shit up if he did the art on this book.
I know, right?
It'd be like
insane.
10 times better.
I think he does the...
Not that the art's bad,
He
but...
does the power... Dan Mora would make it better. We'll say that.
Yeah.
In our opinion. Barnaby Bagenda fucks pretty hard too. I like his work, but
kind of news. But like the current Power Rangers run of comics is like ending
forever.
Well, this run's ending, Nathan.
Wow,
it's got like some event thing called Darkest Hour. I'm like, I think it's a band.
Whoa,
but that's cool.
The band's gonna show up.
Whoa, crossover. But this run's been going on for like 8 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's in the hundreds, I think. It'd
have to be, right? Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
TMNT's ending after 150. Power Rangers ending.
Whoa. Do you think they're selling?
Who's going to get on the new Power Rangers, you think? Who'd you cast for new Power Rangers?
Oh, to like write it?
To write and draw it?
I feel like Mark Waid would jump on that shit.
Dude, Mark Waid would be, I think, yeah.
But it wouldn't be Dan Mora. It'd be like...
Yeah, so it would have to be someone new, some fresh talent. Like a well, I know Raphael Albuquerque's going to be on like one of the TMNT ones, but I think it'd be pretty good.
He's not really been doing any ongoing stuff recently.
He was on Detective Comics.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, with Ram V. So he's doing stuff.
Oh, no.
Scott Hepburn from Minor Threats. He'd be cool.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'd like that a lot.
He'd be cool.
I think he's busy.
Dude, yeah, the Minor Threats, there's a issue that came out this week. So I was like, and it's still Scott Hepburn. I'm like, good for him.
Yeah, no.
He's doing work.
I'll be upset when he's not on it.
Yeah. Anyway, issue 3, Daniel. Sinestro holds Dr. Zaius hostage, trying to get him to help Sinestro find the Universal Ring. Hal's getting escorted out of Ape City by his new ape friends, and then they meet Nova, who's like the human one. And then Cornelius and his new army of Universal Lanterns gets into a fight with General Ursus's army, who are on their way back to Ape City. My question is there only one city? Because I feel like Ape City, pretty general, pretty broad.
It's probably not Ape City 2. Or
is there like Ape Town? Like, and then do they just run out of like synonyms for like a civilization?
Is there like Paw Land or something?
Ape Suburbia? And then like...
Yeah, there's like one city on this whole planet or whatever. That's alternate Earth.
I'm like, they took it up. So that's a question I have.
Maybe they just like they don't have like a ape like... Christopher Columbus that has like discovered other
that is like manifest destiny
or like
and everything.
Went to another country and then where other apes are already.
Are there like Native American apes somewhere? Yeah,
definitely.
That's interesting. Yeah, at this point in the book, there's like a lot of subplots to follow, which I think makes it kind of hard to follow, and like it makes the pacing a little bit weird.
Why are the monkeys fighting?
Why are humans fighting, Daniel?
I guess monkey. Good point. Good point.
I think that's literally the point of the whole thing. Daniel just gets the concept of Planet of the Apes. Why are they fighting though if they're the same?
Well, this general guy, he's a little darker than the dude with the ring.
They don't like the dark ones, Daniel.
I guess, dude.
Guy Gardner.
I had a thought, but I can't remember it now.
Okay. Guy Gardner takes Grodd and some lanterns through the anomaly that brought Hal there, and they run into the big fight against Cornelius's army and Ursus's army, and then the Red Lanterns show up to the same battle, and they're like, "Hey, we followed you here," and so now there's like 4 different.
We saw your
lines.
portal. We went in there.
Yeah, we were hiding out in space somewhere, and you didn't see us.
Why would they be waiting?
Because I guess they called the fact that they would send more people to this dimension, and so they were just like hiding somewhere on Earth, waiting for them to show up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then, like, all of a sudden, 4 different subplots just, like, converge onto one. And it's like, okay.
All right, real quick. So before that, like, monkey or ape on ape battle, what's the dude's name with the ring?
Cornelius.
Cornelius. He just makes the cult people appear behind him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does he do that or do they do that?
I don't know what happened there.
So that'd be a new power for the ring if that's a thing?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
And apes are different than monkeys because they seem to be like correcting people on that a lot.
Apes are like everything. So like monkeys are apes, gorillas are apes. You know, orangutan, ape. But like a gorilla is not a monkey. You know.
Right. Okay.
It's kind of like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square type thing.
No, it's like a square is a parallelogram. But parallelogram is not square.
Correct. What I said is also correct. But
it's like an alien coming here and calling everyone Mexicans.
Yeah, exactly. These
whoa.
Like these
That's
are all
just the
Mexicans.
people from over there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's like other apes too, but I can't remember. What I don't get, and I think they make an effort to explain it, but it just doesn't make sense in my head. Why are the Red Lanterns for our dimension able to use their power rings? Because they don't have the doohickeys that the Guardians gave them, and so. That just, again, creates another thing. They just, like, dig themselves into a hole because Hal's not able to use his power ring, but they need lanterns here. And so they're like, oh, the Guardians will give them a thing. But then the Red Lanterns show up, and they have to come up with some reason why they can use their powers instead of their powers being drained.
Do they explain that?
They do. I think they try to explain it. But
who's this MODOK-looking guy?
He's a Red Lantern. He's a big ball. I don't know what his name is, but I know he's in the Green Lantern animated series, and he's really funny.
What about the brain-looking guy in the back when they show up?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
All right.
The only ones I know are Atrocitus, Dexstar, who's the cat, and then Belize, who's the one that died in the beginning. I thought
Dexstar was like a construct.
No, Dexstar's a cat. An alien cat.
Like, I thought the cat was like the spirit animal for
the spirit animal for the Reds is a bull. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Or an alien bull. It doesn't look like a human bull or an Earth bull, I guess. But
I feel like they spend a lot of time on Dexstar as far as art wise because he's like
cool,
like a Looney Tune, you know.
Yeah, I like Dexstar.
And they give him a lot of detail.
Yeah,
when he's like up close.
He's probably the funnest one to draw, other than like Atrocitus.
Yeah, cat with clothes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is there a Dexstar solo series?
No, they would never.
Should be. They wouldn't.
There's like a Red Lantern solo series that's really good. Like Guy Gardner eventually becomes a Red Lantern, which is cool. I think Charles Soule wrote it.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it's got some there's some dick there, you know? I don't know what that means.
What? There's some shaft there.
Yeah. There's some shaft and you can go deeper.
There's some length.
Yeah. And so then Dr. Zaius brings Sinestro to a dead body that has a Green Lantern ring on it, and that's how the issue ends.
What?
Whoa. And so issue 4 explains that it's like the story of this dimension's Green Lantern. She's unnamed, but she was recruited by the Guardians to hide the Universal Ring somewhere on Earth. But then when she does, she gets screwed over because she can no longer leave Earth now. She's like protected, I guess. And so she decides to just protect Earth in general. And she ends up dying when like an atomic bomb blows her up. And that's how I think the Planet of the Apes like start, because it's like there were people in space, and then I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to attempt to guess, but I think the apes, the timeline of evolution or whatever is starting again, and it's like we're at the apes era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's interesting to think like
generation wise, like how they or like however many thousands of years ago there were lanterns.
Yeah, and to think like this is like the Planet of the Apes universe Green Lantern, like because they would still be a thing here presumably, I guess. So
yeah,
but so she dies and is the skeleton from the last issue, but Sinestro puts on that ring and becomes a Green Lantern, and this one makes sense that he could use this because the lantern ring is from this dimension. So I think that's kind of an interesting way for him to like.
I thought it wasn't because the Guardians sent her to this dimension.
They sent the Universal ring, but this is a Green Lantern that is from this dimension.
Not from ours and was sent there.
Not from Mars and was sent there?
From ours.
No, not from ours. This is the Green Lantern originally from this dimension.
Okay.
But then, I guess the rings don't find another person. They don't find like another candidate. That she was like the only one, I guess.
The rings don't trust the apes.
I guess not. So it's just funny to me that the Guardians suck in this universe too, because they're like, you need to go hide this ring, and then they like force her to stay there, which is like interesting, but
it's a mission.
Yeah. So how on the friendly apes, they're still like running through the desert. They're looking for Cornelius. They find Ursus's army in the desert, like running away. And then they find Guy Gardner and the other lanterns that are knocked out from the fight with the Red Lanterns. And then Guy Gardner gives Hal one of the devices that allow him to use his ring. But the apes that Hal was traveling with, Zira and Lucius, and the human Nova have just like ditched them to go find Cornelius for some reason. And I wish we could have seen more of this battle with like at all the four fucking things converging, like Ursus's army, the Red Lanterns, the Green Lanterns. I thought that would have been interesting, but we just kind of see the aftermath, which sucks. I'm also curious why the Red Lanterns wouldn't just kill the Green Lanterns if they were able to like knock them out, because Hal finds them and they're like knocked out.
Wait, say that. Say why the Red Lanterns weren't knocked out?
I'm curious why the Red Lanterns, if they knocked out the Green Lanterns, I would assume they did. Why didn't they just like kill them? They just like left them unconscious there on the ground.
Yeah.
But then, the apes find Cornelius's army, his Universal Lantern army. And when Cornelius sees Zira, the girl ape, he turns into a star sapphire, which is like the love emotion, except he turns purple, which is one of the ones that they fuck up again. But and then Cornelius gives Zira a ring, and she turns into a star sapphire. And then Ursus's army comes back, but Gorilla Grodd is now leading them with his mind powers, and he's allied with the Red Lanterns. So now those three different parties, I guess, are just one army now. But yeah, so they fuck up.
So he makes more rings.
Who? Cornelius?
Cornelius, yeah.
He probably just made another one real quick.
To give to his monkey friends.
Yeah. But this one, he's colored purple, but that logo is the pink one. And so they fucked that one up.
Huh.
But then when she turns into a star sapphire, she turns pink. Kind of. So I'm just very confused how this got fucked up.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Also, what was their plan of bringing Gorilla Grodd? Because they don't have any way of stopping him from just like taking control of the other apes here.
They
just kind of bring him along to like translate, idea, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, if they needed it.
If they needed it.
They didn't know
like,
if they spoke English or whatever.
Yeah.
Or in here they call it speaking ape.
Speaking ape.
Like, why is this human speaking ape?
We don't speak human. What the fuck?
I don't know.
That's funny. So then issue 5. This one has my favorite Dan Mora cover.
Yeah,
with
fire.
The Red Lantern ape. Love that. Sinestro is about to kill Zaius now that he has like a working Green Lantern ring, but Zaius convinces Sinestro to let him live in exchange for him like helping him look around for the Universal Ring, I guess. And then Gorilla Grodd starts to take control of some of Cornelius's army, but not all of them, I guess. And then there's a big fight. And
so this part was hard to decipher because like it's hard to tell like who the good guys were. Because Cornelius and like his girl or whatever, they can turn red when they're using rage or whatever.
And then there's also Red Lanterns.
Right. And so it's just kind of...
But then there's...
If you look at it long enough, you can like figure it out, you know, but like
I think with part of the appeal of like, you know, a colorful cast of characters like in Green Lantern is like, okay, he's red, he's bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
And so to have to look deeper and be like, okay, that's a monkey, which means it's part of Cornelius's army, and he's red because he has the universal ring. Like, there's just too much to think about, I feel like. But it's also weird because Grodd has taken control of most people, but not everybody. And so what is different about the people that are fighting against Grodd that makes it so that he can't control them? Is it just too many people?
Probably too many. I'd like to think that there's like limits to it.
I would like to as well, but he's got a whole army behind him right now. He's got all of like Ursus's army or whatever. So
I mean, as long as you just control the leaders, then you should be good, right?
Maybe.
I
think the apes would be smart enough to realize that their leader's being mind controlled, and they probably wouldn't like that. But so it's just like there's a lot kind of going on and a lot of questions that are really addressed.
Yeah.
And so
real quick before you move on, did you see this Gorilla Grodd cake right here?
Does he have ass?
Yeah, you see this?
Wait. Oh my god. Yeah, he's got huge ass.
Yeah, dude, he got the dunk on him.
Good for him. Then the Green Lanterns come in to help. Hal like singles out Cornelius, and he's like, yo, why are you like doing this? Look at how you made like Zira a fighter, and she's like fighting for you now. Is this what you want? And then Grodd finally controls everyone except for Cornelius for some reason. And then Grodd grabs Zira as like a hostage, and he's like, yo, Cornelius, give me the universal ring. But then Zira doesn't want to be used as leverage, so she like kills herself with the universal ring so that she can't be used as leverage anymore.
Did not expect an ape unaliving.
Dude,
here.
I know. An ape KMS.
Yeah, dude.
Was crazy. And she's like blue when she does it, which is like the color of hope.
So you know it's super hot.
Which I think is like an interesting choice because she's hoping that everything works out, I guess. But she's using that to like kill herself.
And then Cornelius goes crazy and like burns both of them.
Yeah.
And pretty crazy.
There's a funny moment when Hal's like talking to Cornelius, and he's like, I know why you're doing all this, because you like stumbled on the power to like potentially pull this off. And he's like, I did that too, and it was a mistake. And I think he's referring to when he became like Parallax.
Yeah.
And when he was like killing all the other Green Lanterns.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if that's like a 1-to-1 sort of situation here, but it's funny that he's like, that they're referencing it, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cornelius gets real angry and he blasts Grodd. And so everyone's like free of his control. And then the Red Lanterns start fighting again. And Atrocitus is about to take the Universal Ring, but then Sinestro shows up to help.
Did not expect Sinestro to come to save the day.
Yeah, I know. That is kind of an interesting position to put him in, because he like saves the day, but he's definitely still there on his own self-interest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, finally he's getting active, because like this whole time he's been like kind of scheming in the background, and he hasn't really been doing much. And so
one of the constructs I liked was that like Sinestro like knocks down Atrocitus with like a Green
mace.
Lantern battering ram.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, oh, good use.
Yeah, that was a
who
good
made
one.
that?
And then he uses like a mace to like break his arm too, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
So issue 6, Sinestro is taking advantage of Atrocitus being like weakened, and he goes in to kill him, but then he's saved by Hal Jordan, which is an interesting twist as well, because Hal Jordan's like saving a Red Lantern. And so they fight for a bit. Ursus kills Gorilla Grodd with a knife while he's knocked out, which is crazy. And then Cornelius, who is sad about Zira dying, goes Super Saiyan with the Universal Ring, and then he turns like all white, and he rips Atrocitus in half. Which is,
I missed that.
Yeah, you missed that it got ripped in half?
Yeah.
Which is pretty sick. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, dude. Why is he this like circulatory system lantern?
I never really knew what...
Have you seen this before?
No, I didn't know what they were trying to accomplish there. It kind of reminds me of when like you put on the Infinity Gauntlet and like all the powers like coursing through your veins or whatever.
Oh yeah,
but then
it
like
kind of feels like it's killing you.
I guess it's just like too much power, but I don't know why his blood vessels are like out of his body.
Well, I mean they're different colors, so I'm like, is that the different lanterns or something?
I don't know what like the black ones would be. I'm kind of confused by this whole
and throughout this with
thing.
Cornelius having the Universal Ring, his like you can see like veins on his face and like his arms and stuff kind of get worse.
And
so I was kind of building up to this,
but I don't know like what this is. Like I don't know why
or what it means.
Why are his like text bubbles changing? He seems like he's a lot more evil now. Like what is this evil that just
Black
got
bubbles
unlocked?
with red print, dude?
That's how you know he's evil, Daniel.
Batman Who Laughs print?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
That's funny. Carter wants to come on to read that, by the way.
He told me that.
Yeah. But I don't know like what this is. So Sinestro and Hal are like worried that Cornelius will use his power to travel to like their dimension. And so they're like, we got to team up to stop Cornelius now.
Wait, what logo does he have?
He's got the universal ring logo.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a triangle.
Okay.
But I think at one point they show the life logo, which is like the white one. So yeah, Hal and Sinestro in a weird turn of events team up to try and stop Cornelius. And then like Dr. Zaius, the guy that was taken hostage by Sinestro, he like talks to Hal and he's like, why don't you just put that doohickey on your arm that blocks the universal ring energy on Cornelius? Yeah. And I'm like, it seems like a pretty obvious solution. I wonder why they didn't think of that.
And then they put him on like his feet and shit
yeah,
too.
And so the Green Lanterns team up, they put him on all of his limbs.
You know what would have been really funny is if like he got hold of like a couple more rings or something and he put some on like his feet.
Dude, that would be cool. Yeah, because they use their feet like fucking arms too.
Yeah. And they have like fingers.
That would have been so enjoyable.
Oh man.
I wish I saw more constructs out of him than just fucking big blasts as well. Like I think there's opportunity for like some ape constructs. Like what if he hits someone with a big banana? That'd be cool.
That'd be nice. Or like it's like
or
he's
like
throwing shit.
Shit, dude. He's gonna throw shit at people.
Shit.
Oh my god. They needed maybe they're saving that for the sequel that won't happen.
That was set up, yeah.
Yeah.
Another funny construct is like Sinestro goes to like punch Cornelius, but his fist isn't big enough, so he does a construct of a bigger fist.
Yeah.
You know?
That's an easy solution.
That's just a funny.
Yeah, from like a distance too. It's like
he's like take that so I can still keep my distance.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. So all the Green Lanterns team up. They put the device on all of Cornelius's limbs, which cuts off the power from the other universal rings in the army, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, okay.
Like his army of universal rings, they just stopped working. But since Sinestro has a ring from this universe, he's able to like save everybody that's falling out of the sky. And he tries to take the universal ring, and then Dr. Zaius stops Sinestro with like a yellow strap.
Because it's like a yellow belt.
It's like a yellow belt. Because I guess in this universe, this ring is still susceptible to like anything that's yellow.
The weakness.
Which
because he's currently a Green Lantern.
I like how that was canon in this universe too. Like it just doesn't work on anything yellow.
Yeah.
And so after that happens, Cornelius then just puts the ring back on, and he's like, I have to kill myself now with the power ring. Because
no one should have this power.
No one should have this, and I need to honor Zira, who's brave enough to kill herself. And then he like flies into space and he blows himself up.
And there's like a caption is like sacrifice.
Oh, that was him saying that.
Yeah, it was the end of a sentence, but it's still kind of funny just to see it like that.
It would be funny if it wasn't any line of dialogue. It was just them telling us what he was doing.
That was the onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
It wasn't like blast. It was like sacrifice.
Yeah, the name of the sound effect for the blast. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
So then like everybody's like, well, I guess that's over. And then Dr. Zaius is like, everyone should just go back to their own universe. Like, we don't want you here. We don't want your help rebuilding. Just go away. And then Guy Gardner is like, yeah, we already picked up the Red Lanterns. So like they're back in our universe. So we just got to go and we're good. And so they all just jump back to their universe, except for Grodd, who's still alive. And he was taken hostage by Ursus. And it turns out that Cornelius accidentally transported himself to our Earth dimension instead of just blowing himself up.
Yeah, he like wakes up in
like Metropolis. And what an insanely lazy and rushed wrap up. Because like all of that happened in 4 pages. Because they were like, what now?
In this like 6-issue series.
Yeah, exactly. Like it makes sense that this is 6 issues because there's so many different plots there that all just converge. Kind of like in issue 4, but then like nothing really happens. It feels like
I wasn't upset that it was a quick wrap up.
You know, I'm not either, but it's just funny that it's like, okay, Universal Ring is gone. That sucks. What now? Do you want help rebuilding? No. Okay, we'll go back to our universe. Also, we grabbed the Red Lanterns. Also, Gorilla Grodd's still alive. Also, like Cornelius is still alive, and all that was like 4 pages.
Yeah.
So it's just like kind of funny. And like they try and set up a sequel that will like never get made in this 4-page wrap up as well.
So what would happen in like a sequel? Like
I guess he's just here.
Cornelius is like here, and then like obviously like some of the Justice League are involved.
And he's like, they lock up their apes in zoos. Nah, not while I'm here.
Like, why are all these humans speaking ape?
But then like by this logic, his universal ring wouldn't even work because he's out of his dimension. So he's like useless.
Didn't the universal ring come from our dimension and then it was sent there?
Oh, good point.
Right. And so like, and he's still green.
So then do you think he would suck out all the usefulness out of our universe too?
No. And Detective Chimp would definitely need to be in volume 2.
100%.
And then like, it's almost like, maybe they like, once they see him, be like, oh wait, where's Gorilla Grodd? You know? And then they try and return him back in like issue 4 or something.
I think
but Gorilla Grodd's like taken over and he has a ring now somehow.
Yeah.
And
or maybe like Cornelius is like, yo, I don't know how I'm here, but can you help me get back? And then when they help him take him back, Gorilla Grodd's just taking over everything.
yeah.
And then
he has the ring on his toes.
And then the Lincoln Memorial is Gorilla Grodd. Like the Mark Wahlberg movie.
It writes itself.
It does. We just gave Justin Jordan so many ideas that you could fuck up.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So
it'd be so funny to like write a crossover sequel in place of the original writer, you know? All right, here's what didn't happen in the first one.
Here's my fanfic of this very obscure comic book that probably didn't sell very well.
Exactly. It'd be so fun.
I think the Star Trek Green Lantern one's probably better. Maybe we should check that one out.
Maybe when a Star Trek thing comes out.
Okay. Sounds good. Because I'm pretty sure there was never a sequel to this.
Yeah, no. I looked.
Oh, okay, good. So let's go on to Back Matter Matters.
Back Matter Matters.
And we get a sick cover gallery. I think probably the best part of this book was some of the covers.
Yeah, definitely.
They get a Elsa Charretier one, which is cool.
Yeah, that was
which is like, this seems like a layup because, you know, Statue of Liberty.
a little disappointing.
She's green.
Sure.
Green Lanterns. Put them together. They're both green.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there could have been something cooler and more of her style in this.
Yeah.
For that.
I mean, it gets the concept across.
Isn't Gabriel Hardman a writer?
He is the guy that did Green Lantern Earth 1.
The writer.
Writer and artist.
Writer and artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a cool cover.
Yeah, he's great. I think he was doing that around the time of this, so they gave him a cover.
Nice.
There's some pretty cool movie variant covers that are like really cool.
These are dope, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Mayhew.
And then they like add on to like the titles. So it's like Ape on the Planet of the Lanterns, or like Green Lantern Beneath the Planet of the Apes, or Escape from the Red Lanterns on the Planet of the Apes. And I think those are really funny. Really. Oh, there's like a Totino Tedesco one, which is really pretty fucking cool.
Where?
It's on the second page there. It's called, it says like the final chapter on there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a really good cover. So there's
a lot of fucking, and then there's like the classic variants.
Yeah, those are so cool. They have like the Green Lantern, Green Arrow, like homage covers on there that are really cool.
Yeah.
This is like a first Green Lantern, not like first appearance, but his first solo series issue cover. And they just like have all the big ones. Like
I like the one with like all the rings on the fingers.
Yeah, that's the Emerald Twilight one where he goes crazy, where Hal goes crazy and starts to kill other lanterns.
Okay, nerd.
This is my domain. In this issue, they're homaging fucking Red Arrow.
Yeah, where he's like a junkie.
He's like doing heroin.
My ward is the junkie or whatever.
Yeah, and I guess
then your favorite Nathan action figure variants.
I fucking hate these. These are kind of cool though.
This Cornelius one, dude.
Yeah, the Cornelius one's cool. I like the General Ursus. He never put on a Red Lantern ring, but it would make sense if he did, right?
Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah, but there's
there's literally no excuse for not everyone to have a ring. You know?
I know. Yeah, I mean they gave rings to like Zira and like Taylor, whoever that is. She doesn't end up being super important in this, and then a George Perez like multi-cover thing. Is
it a wraparound variant or connecting?
It's an issue 1 and 2 connecting. Yeah,
nice.
And like George Perez, he had the shits, man.
Legend.
Yeah, he was so good.
Legend.
And yeah, so mainly just really cool covers. I think part of the fun of crossover comics is just the covers.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of room to fuck with shit.
Mm-hmm. So what would you rate this book, Daniel?
Then I would rate this I'd rate it like I like it that has like vanilla ice cream, but like M&Ms in it.
Ooh, with all the colors.
Nice. And then like the best part is like the M&Ms, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes the ice cream's too cold and makes the M&Ms cold and kind of hurts your teeth.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, God, that's a really good metaphor.
Yeah.
I think.
And the vanilla ice cream is like, it's still like a comic and it's like
so good.
Satisfying and filling, you know, so.
But then like the mixture of those two together aren't necessarily the most symbiotic.
And sometimes the food coloring on the M&Ms will bleed into the ice cream and kind of make it better, I guess.
I would give this like a like it sized banana split sundae thing, but there's too many toppings going on there.
Yeah.
And there's like too much. There's like one banana too.
Yeah, but you have to shove all that into
it's like
the thing.
M&M's, fucking peanuts, chocolate syrup. There's like a lot going on. It's hard to like focus on what the flavor is, you know? So
there's barely any ice cream in there.
Yeah,
because all the
exactly.
toppings.
There's too much going on.
Hell yeah.
So that's why I rate this.
Cool. Let's get into the poll list. Colon.
Shove in your box.
The poll list. What did you shove in your box? Did you go today?
Yeah.
What we got?
Interesting week because I found out, Daniel, that I have a problem. You
got a fever?
I got a fever for number ones. So many number ones.
Did you grab 3 number ones today?
I grabbed 3 number ones, but probably not the 3 number ones that you think, because I had no idea one of these was coming out. And I'm trying to like not pick up as many number ones because I'm behind what I already have. And so I was trying to cut back.
Okay.
But I had to pick these 3 up.
Okay.
One of them is Deadpool Wolverine World War III.
Yep.
Got to pick that up. Adam Kubert. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
I'm going to read that. Number 2, there's a Marvel Max comic that came out called Get Fury.
Yeah. Garth Ennis.
Yeah. We knew it was coming out. I just forgot that. I just didn't know it was coming out this week. And so I scrolled through.
I flipped through it last week because Drew just had it on the counter. I'm like, is that for next week? He's like, yeah. And then he just gave it to me to look at.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
I didn't buy it, but I was able to look at it.
Yeah, I flipped through it. I saw a really bloody scene. And I'm like, getting this.
Yeah, dude.
And what do you think the third one I got was?
Whisper Queen?
No.
Did that come out?
No. Not that I saw. I don't know. It might have.
No,
I was going to get the Blood Brothers Mother. It's like the...
Sounds like an indie movie.
It's the new publisher with the D Distillery. It's the new Distillery book with like Brian Buccellato and Eduardo Rizzo.
I thought that was
or Brian Azzarello.
Azzarello, yeah.
I almost picked that up. I put it back because I was like, I'm not gonna read this. Actually,
it's probably just like a Western that sucks.
I picked up a book that I have no idea what it's about or who the creators are, but it looked great. It's called Bear Pirate Viking Queen. Have you seen this?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you bring it?
I brought it here.
Did you read it?
No, I didn't read it.
Is it just a bear on the cover?
I just wanted... How am I not supposed to pick this up?
I think I read the synopsis and it wasn't as like promising as like the cover was.
It just looks... Well, like I flicked through the interiors to make sure it looks, as like weird as this. And it's very like loose and like Sienkiewicz-y kind of art.
Oh, cool.
And it's like a double size, I think, for the same... It's like $5. And so I was like, okay.
That's cool.
Piqued my attention. And so I was like, I got to pick this up. Because it's one of those like dartboard titles,
Bear Pirate Viking Queen?
Yeah.
We need to read Cowboy Ninja Viking.
I know. We should have a month of dartboard names. I think those are only 2 ones I could think of.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I picked those 3 up.
What's the furthest place from here? Number 18 came out, I think.
Ooh, way behind on that.
Way behind too. And then Godzilla War for Humanity, number 5. And I think that's the last one. I'm not sure.
Very cool.
And I also got some new graded comics.
Ooh.
In a auction from my comic shop.
I want to see.
Okay.
Give them to me, or don't give them to me. Show me. You can give them to me if you want. From an auction?
From an auction.
Okay, I'm going to guess how much you paid for each one. Do you remember?
Kind of.
This is the only. Oh my god, the Nick Cage World's Finest.
What's funny is that I actually don't have this to read, but
how are you supposed to read that one, Daniel?
I don't know. I was like, how do I open it?
I gotta crack it open, I guess.
So the 9.8s for this are going for like a lot for some reason. They're going for like $70.
I think I have one.
Graded?
Not graded.
Yeah.
$70. That's funny.
So no cover has made me as like happy as this one does.
That one is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder if Nick Cage has it.
Probably not. And so I saw it and it was. Oh, you want to guess how much I paid for it?
So I mean, you said they go for like $70.
Yeah.
Did you probably got it for like 60?
Nah. So you can buy them on my comic shop. Just not auction for $70. I got this for like 24.
Whoa, that's a great price.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They all start out at like 1.
Yeah.
And then
they just like go up.
Dude, these auctions more, dude. These auctions end at like the worst time. Like I think this one ended at like 5:48 or something.
PM?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
And so I was like at the gym, like making sure that no one outbid me, And I was like, I felt like a douche.
That's like a unique experience. No one's ever bid for comics at the gym.
Yeah, I know. And the other one, Nathan.
Okay. Let's see what we got. What? Wait, is that the facsimile? No, wait. Let me see this.
Facsimile?
Dude, what the fuck?
Yes, it is.
It's a facsimile. Okay.
But is that fucking sick though?
That is. No one knows what that means, Daniel. They're going to be so jealous of you.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I almost picked up a facsimile of the fucking X-Men #1 with like Storm and like Nightcrawler and shit appearing for the first time.
I just like looking at it though.
It's so cool.
Because like the real one goes for like 3,500, I think.
Oh yeah, easily.
So I'm
for
like,
9.8, probably even more. But
I think that's 9.8 price.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
for that one.
Oh yeah,
like 30.
Yeah, it's like something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be cool to like hang up.
That's what I'm saying.
And tell people that you're the man.
That's all I wanted to do, really.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's why I like those.
It's more like representing your fandom for something.
Yeah,
without having something that's the most expensive thing that I own.
Yeah, but if you want to flex as if it is, no one will know what a facsimile edition is.
Right.
So,
but yeah, I saw that and I'm like, I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, I didn't know they made facsimiles for those.
Yeah,
I knew they did like the image firsts, but yeah, that's awesome. Good picks.
Thanks, man. Did you watch anything?
I didn't watch anything new. I finished the Fallout show.
Yeah,
it's great.
Great.
It was an insane ending.
Ooh.
There's like 3 twists.
Set up for a second season?
Yes.
You got renewed already, didn't it?
I hope so. Because I guess spoilers for that show if you haven't watched it, but he's going to New Vegas, which is the only Fallout game I've played.
Ooh, very cool.
Which is sick. So yeah, that's the only thing I watched. And then I just played Fallout New Vegas this week. So
I watched The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah. How was that?
So it's pretty good. It's based on like a true story. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like given that, thinking about that like as I'm watching it, because you don't change it too much to make it like a better movie, I guess, like plot wise.
Okay.
There's like some cool moments, like action wise and whatnot, but it seemed like the action scenes just kind of worked out too well, like in their favor. Like there was like no tension.
Sure.
Like most of the time they were just kind of like walking around, and then when they saw like a Nazi, they just blow them away.
Cool.
Like really quickly. And so Alan Richardson is in this, and he's fucking gigantic.
He's huge.
And he's like probably like the best part, because he's like
cool. He's really good.
Yeah, he was like an archer, and he was like so fucking strong that the arrows were just going through people.
Whoa, yeah. That's cool.
And so
I like that.
He was like sniping people, and it was pretty fun.
He is unbelievably ripped in Titans.
Yeah, he's bigger now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You're right.
Because like whenever he was in Titans, I'm like, please get shirtless. Me and Sophie both. Like whenever it happened,
what do you need that shirt for?
Yeah, after he died in the show, I fell off.
Yeah, and it was like there's a lot of like really funny scenes, which was cool, and so
worth the movie visit.
I would say just rent it.
Okay,
or unless you have like a really like a theater really close to you.
Yeah,
like check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good time though.
Nice.
And then
it's Guy Ritchie, right?
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
And not his best movie.
Kingsman guy, right?
No, that's Matthew Vaughn.
Oh, fuck.
Guy Ritchie is like The Gentleman.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I feel like he's like coming out with like too many movies because like he had like a movie last year that came out, and then he had a show that came out this year.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's
spread maybe a bit thin.
Spread thin, maybe not giving everything as much time as they need, unless these are all like, COVID projects. But like, yeah. And then I watched the first episode of Dead Boy Detectives. Check that out.
I did not check that out.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, the intro is really cool, actually.
Is it accessible to like normies, I guess?
Yes, because there's like a bit of hand-holding in the beginning.
That's probably good.
Like really like explaining things, and they say there's like things in the dialogue to where like they say things to each other that they probably already know. Like, we got to get out of here or else death will get us, and I'm like, yeah, that, and so, okay. But they have to say that so that they like,
so that people can follow
so
along.
the watchers can understand.
Yeah.
There's title cards that are neat, for
like different
shit that happens.
chapters.
Yeah. Chapters and whatnot.
Okay.
There's talking cats. Gotta love it.
Okay. Nice. Dead cats?
No, alive cats.
Okay, cool.
There's a cat. It was like, what the fuck do you want?
Are they like
really funny.
floating around as ghosts, or does it just feel like they're people?
They're just people.
Are they on like our plane of existence?
They're on Earth, yeah.
But like, do alive people see them?
No.
Okay, got it.
So the only thing that they changed, I think, is that they don't like squoosh or whatever. They actually do the mirror thing.
Do the mirror thing.
They can go through mirrors and to travel around. They don't need a cat. They don't need a cat to do it. Yeah.
I think they didn't need a cat in the comic either.
They did. They had to like hold on to one and go into
that's
the mirror.
right. That's right. That's probably good then.
Yeah, because that'd be like a little tough.
Yeah.
But it like looks really good and it's like paced really well.
Was there like a intriguing mystery?
So yeah, there's like a mystery with like Crystal because she was like possessed.
Yep.
And they exorcise her, but like the demon's still a problem. So that might be like the overarching issue throughout the season.
Gotcha. But it's not like a mystery that they're solving.
Well, there was like a missing girl in the first episode, and they solved that in the first episode. But that also might like lead into something else. But so it seems like it might be like an episodic kind of thing,
like case by case.
Yeah,
like each episode is a case. Okay.
Yeah, like
and then there's like an overarching plot, maybe.
Potentially, that's how it's looking.
That's cool.
I thought the casting would be an issue because they look pretty similar. They're both like, I thought they were both Mexican, honestly, but they're both definitely British.
Okay,
because like just like it's not like a fake accent. It sounds like too good. But one guy has like a cross earring, and that's Charles. And then Edwin's always like,
I thought one
dressed
was like
to the nines,
Middle Eastern or something. I didn't really catch Mexican.
They're brown.
Okay,
that's what I got from that.
Okay,
but the way they're dressed is really like and then like their tone really separates them.
Okay,
so it works for me.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I meant to check it out.
Yeah, I think Sophie would like it. If she gave it a shot. I hope people are watching. It was like number 3 this weekend, and on top shows.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and then I watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Nathan.
Oh,
yes, sir.
This first one,
second one.
Okay.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes is the first one.
Okay. Did you remember the first one at all, or?
I remember that Caesar was a baby and became a thing, and he said no or something at the end.
No.
And something happens to James Franco, but I can't remember.
Okay. All right. How was it?
I think I love Planet of the Apes.
Dude, I think it's sick.
Because this movie was so fucking good. Because like I put it on. Sarah's like, watch whatever you want. I'm like, I put it on. And she's like, and we were like eating when it started. And she's like, I'll like tune in and see if it's like interesting. And she was fucking glued to the TV.
Oh, nice.
Because of how like good this shit was. Caesar is terrifying.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I got like goosebumps like first time he said something. Because I was like,
shit.
Fuck, dude. Have you seen this one?
I've seen the first one.
Okay. So
but I don't know I don't think I've seen any of the sequels.
You gotta watch them, dude.
Are they're
so good.
Is this the Golden Gate Bridge one?
The Golden Gate Bridge one. No?
Was there a big fight on the Golden Gate Bridge?
No, they're in San Francisco.
That must have been the first one.
Yeah. Did you know like Gary Oldman's in this?
No.
Yeah, he's like the leader of like the
people,
yeah. Yeah, it's kick-ass. I liked it a lot.
Cool.
It's like it seemed a little too long, but
Yeah, they are pretty long.
It was still good.
Are they talking at that point, or they do like very limited English?
Like limited.
Okay.
You know, and there's like a kid in this. You know, when like the main character, it's like
Is that a nice
Jason
kid?
Clark or whatever, and then there's like some kid that he has, and he was reading like the comic Black Hole in it.
The comic Black Hole.
Yeah, you know the book Black Hole.
I think you have it here.
Yeah, I do.
Is it the red cover?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you see that? And you're like, I have that one.
Yeah. So he was like reading it, and I'm like, that's a comic. I have it. And then he gives it to an orangutan and teaches him how to read comics.
That's kick-ass, dude.
I was like, I love this movie. It's so sick.
Comics are so educational.
Yeah, I know. And I was just, it was just so bizarre. And I'm like,
I mean, kids learn to read through like, storybooks
picture
and stuff.
books and stuff. Yeah. Well, it wasn't like a child. He was like 17 or something. I'm like, that is not a book for a 17-year-old to read.
Right.
But
Black Hole?
Yeah.
Is it dark?
It's a lot of stuff.
I feel like 17-year-olds can handle shit.
Yeah, you can probably handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for a new reader,
I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But yeah, kick-ass movie. We're probably going to watch the next one and then see. Every time I see a new trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I want to see it more.
Every time, every single trailer I've seen since those movies have come out, I'm like, dude, I should watch those.
Yeah, like we've been watching like YouTube TV, and so there's like a lot of commercials, and then that trailer comes up, and it's like a different one every time somehow, and I'm like, that shit looks awesome.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be an IMAX. I'm like, should we see?
Wasn't Matthew
IMAX?
Vaughn one of them? Wasn't Vaughn one of the directors for one of them?
Matthew Vaughn?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Rise of the Planet was the first one?
Yeah. I don't know if Matt Reeves did that one.
Oh, never mind. Rupert Wyatt. I don't know why I had that in mind that it was somebody else.
Yeah.
And you did Dawn?
Yeah.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about with Matthew Vaughn, though.
I think I just confused these two. I confuse a lot of directors, I'm finding out today. Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. You should catch up, dude.
I might actually.
Yeah,
wait, where'd you watch them on? Or YouTube TV, you said?
Yeah, Max.
Oh, Max? Okay.
Yeah, I saw the trailers on YouTube TV.
Oh, okay. I might do that.
I don't really think you need to watch Rise. I think you could watch like
just jump into it.
You could probably watch like a refresher if you want to do Rise, but you just got to know.
I know
like,
Sophie hasn't seen it, and if I'm watching a movie, she's probably there with me, so I'll probably just shotgun all of them.
Okay, yeah.
She shotgunned 3 of the Hunger Games movies today.
Whoa.
She's like on break or whatever, and so she just like wanted to put something on, and she just was running through Hunger Games.
That new one looked kind of cool.
Oh yeah, the prequel one.
Yeah,
it's got Peter Dinklage in it.
It's got the dink.
It's got the dink, dude. I read Man's Best #2.
Oh yeah,
pretty good. It picked up a little bit, and they're like fighting, and it's very like funny to see animals fight each other.
Yeah,
he made the dog one like start to cry or like tear up a little bit, and it like broke my heart.
Oh no,
so that was cool. It's very interesting that this writer that did like The Good Asian and then like Infidel is doing like this kind of book. Because it's a lot different.
I think
and I think it's cool.
He pulls it off, then like
he could just do anything.
It'll just show like his range, you know? And so that's cool.
Because he did like a deep historical noir book and then like a horror book. And they all like connected to like, the commentary about race and civil rights in some way. And then this is like a cute little book about animals in space, and one of them has a rocket strapped to their back. Yeah. And I'm like, this is cool. But I think it's good.
Doesn't all need to be serious.
Gets a little wacky. Yeah, I know. I also read Ultimate X-Men #2.
Okay, yeah. I got both of those.
Yeah. And that one's still good too. Doesn't really feel like a Marvel book at all, but I like it.
Sweet. I started Vinland Saga.
Oh, nice.
Which is the manga that I got for my birthday. Parker and Emily.
Shout out.
And it's pretty good. It's a little dense, but I think it's like based off of like true events. True events, yeah.
Based off real life.
It's like a Viking book.
Cool.
And yeah, it's just kind of like battle and stuff. It's kind of like Game of Thrones in a way. There's a big wall and they're fighting the wall. And everyone's got horses and spears and shit, and knives. And then like the main
manga
character,
Game of Thrones.
Basically, yeah. That's kind of what it's. I'll finish it and like let you know what I think of it. But
okay,
so far so good.
Nice, good stuff.
All right, what are we gonna read next week, Nathan? What are we gonna read next week?
I have no idea. Do we have anything lined up?
No.
Is it some free shit?
But we did get another recommendation, Nathan.
Ooh, okay.
Let's
hear it.
From one of our viewers. His name's John.
What's up, John?
He recommended Silver Surfer Black.
Yes,
because we mentioned it.
We mentioned it
a couple times.
You have that shit up there. You never even read it. You got to put a picture of that. It is so big on your wall. The biggest thing in here. It's bigger than our neon sign, I think.
Yeah,
about the same size.
And then he like commented. He's like, Silver Black is really good. You should read it.
It fucks, dude.
And so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I love that recommendation. Thanks, John, for making him do it finally.
I'm never opposed to doing it. Yeah.
I know. But yeah. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Unless there's something you'd rather do more than a recommendation.
I still want to keep Quantum and Woody on our radar.
All right, we'll do that maybe next week.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, cool.
So Silver Surfer Black.
Yeah. Donny Cates and...
Who's the artist, Daniel?
He's got a weird name.
We've read many of one of his books. No, 2 of his books on this podcast.
Donnie's throwing me off. It starts with a D?
Nope. Ends with a D.
Tradmore.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, thanks.
So thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check out the link tree in the bio, like, comment, subscribe, stuff like that. Give us more recommendations.
These are banger recommendations lately.
What's the best crossover that you've read? Inter-publisher crossover.
Yeah.
Let us know at tradewaiterspod@gmail.com. Give us a good old 5 stars.
So many good ones.
Yep. And
what's your favorite Planet of the Apes movie? Is it the Mark Wahlberg one? If it is, that's a correct answer. Don't respond unless that one's your favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Peace.